You're this perp, and hopefully I never meet my soulmate. I'm just saying. But I'm back here with another video, bringing you guys my review of season 2 of You. This started back in 2018 on Netflix. It's an original series. I kind of should have reviewed the first season last year, but at the time, I didn't know where my channel was gonna go or direction I wanted it to go. But we're here now, so I'm not gonna give you a recap on season 1. They already kind of pretty much do that for you in episode 1 of the season. This is strictly for the people that have seen season 2. So if you haven't seen You at all, do not watch this, because I'll definitely be talking about spoilers. So yeah, let's get into it. So Joe got himself into a little pickle at the end of the first season, where he falls in love with this girl Beck, and things kind of just go off the rail, and he ends up killing her. And that's the thing about this show. It's about this guy Joe, and he is for the most part a killer. He is a serial killer, but a very different serial killer. I really like the narration that they do in this series with Joe, how he's able to analyze certain situations and think for him, and just think about a plan, or how is he going to get himself out of situations. Because I'll tell you, like, Joe is very, very sloppy, and like this is obviously not really realistic. Certain aspects of the show isn't really realistic. It's strictly for entertainment. And boy, did this season definitely entertain. It definitely started off slow. I could see why a lot of people didn't like this season, or didn't just understand it. I completely understand more what this show's about with this season, because we get a lot more backstory on Joe's like history, on just who he is and how he was brought up, like the relationship between him and his mom, and just going to different his mom going to different dudes, and how that affected him in life. And that's the reason why he does the things that he does. And I really can appreciate how they told this story. So Joe was pretty much trying to get away from the past, get away from the Beck situation, because he released a book about the whole situation. Candace pops back in his life, which was the girl before Beck that he thought he killed, but comes back into her life to haunt him, I should say. And this is where things get really interesting, because Joe meets this character named Love that you see on the left of him. And let me tell you, like, Love is definitely my favorite character. I didn't know how to feel about her at first, but I truly have to like tip my hat off to the actress that played Love. Like I said, I don't know none of these actors by name, like their real names and stuff, so forgive me about that. I'm just going off the top of my head right now. But the actress that played Love was incredible in this, especially towards the end, where she was kind of similar to Joe in a way, but a little bit more wacky. She's a little bit more wackier than Joe, I would have to say that. And man, that's why I said at the beginning of this, if I ever to meet my soulmate, I just hope that bitch ain't crazy, man. And we get introduced to a bunch of new characters, like Ellie, the first girl that you kind of meet, Delilah, Ellie's older sister. Very interesting characters. I really liked Ellie's character in this. She was kind of like playing Joe's sidekick. We got Will, this dude that Joe pretty much stole his identity and was using his identity to kind of just start a fresh new slate and whatnot. The classic box is back, where he locks his victims in, or just puts his people in, and it's really interesting. You don't see that much of it this season, but it was really mostly about Joe kind of just trying to get a fresh start and change his life up a little bit. But it's not so easy for him, because he at one side of it, he's trying to get rid of Candace and get away from Candace, but she always ends up popping back into his life. But I think he has bigger issues with Love. And let me get to Love real quick, because the reveal that Love is just as crazy, or if not just as crazy as Joe, is fucking, I thought was brilliant. And the whole reason why they kill people is to protect the ones that they love. It's really deep. She killed people to protect her brother 40. That's another character that we get introduced to. He's an interesting character. There are some familiar faces like John Stamos from the first season. Definitely a lot of stuff going on in this season with just Joe as a character and just all these different players. It's going to be interesting to see if they do a season 3. I don't know. Most likely they will make a season 3, but Joe will probably have to figure out a way to get away from Love, because you see he has this revelation at the end of it that this is not what he wanted for Love. He feels like this is all his fault, kind of, but Love, on the other hand, is just, she's doing this because she thought that Joe really cared about her. And I was surprised that they found out that he took somebody's identity so early on into the season, and the way that they kind of reacted to it, like I'm talking about Love and 40, when they found out about it, they didn't really tell nobody, and they kind of kept it hush hush, which was really interesting. But I really enjoyed this season from start to finish. There were some slow moments, some parts that kind of dragged. I didn't completely binge this. I was watching it over like a week or so. But what do you guys think about this season overall? Let me know your thoughts and feels. What are your expectations for season 3? Who will be able to stop Joe? And hell, who's going to be able to stop Joe and Love at this point? Will Joe have to take out Love in season 3 or something like that? She might get too out of control with certain things. Just let me know what you guys think about this whole season as a whole. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. Until the next video, I will check y'all out later. Peace.
The problem is that people live for other people. That's why it's anti-dogma, because it's like people live their life according to what someone else should say. But yeah, I had to just lock in. A lot of people don't want to work. They want point B. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand though that it's like, yo, you really gotta do all this though to get there. Are you down for that, or you just want to be on the jet?